what's happening for him? It's us again. We're back. We got we got me, of course, Restless Whale, the star of the show. Tune in. You got coming at you live. We got Casper Zanithi, and we got L4 over here, our good friend. First time on the show, but long time fan.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
It's probably a pleasure for you to be on here, right?
Yeah, you're probably like sweating right now, pretty hard, right?
That's why I'm covering both my pits, bro.
Fair. Yeah, gotcha, bud. The trick is black shirts, you know.
The honor is mine. The honor is mine.
No, we're happy to have you on, man. You're a sound fellow, and you're quite an active community member in the Smash NL Discord.
Stop it. I'm not even Dutch.
I mean,
scandal.
You are Dutch.
I am. I have a Dutch passport. I can call my mom. Like to tell me to bring my passport.
Yeah, bring your mom.
Do it on air. Do it.
Nah.
Special guest.
Nah, she'll just complain about me just playing this game, and she's gonna probably blame you guys for playing it with me.
She's gonna be mad at us.
Likely. She's gonna give you a lecture and then invite you for dinner.
I'm interested in the lecture if it's free. You know, you always have more opportunities to learn. That's a good thing. You know.
I don't know, Will. Is it still free if it takes a toll on your mental health?
I'm strong. I'm mentally strong. I got all my nuts and bolts in the right place.
You think?
I hope. I hope. Otherwise, I'm not gonna last much longer. You know. I'm banking on this, dude. Please.
You're banking on this. All right. So we got some topics to talk about. First of all, we've got rollback, which has been a thing for like a couple months now. When did it release? It released 2 months ago, I think.
Something
it released the 23rd of June.
Of course, you remember this date forever.
I do.
Turning
I'll never
point.
forget. I'll never forget.
So tell us, why is rollback, especially for someone like you, why is it good?
So for the people that don't know, which is most likely all of you except for the Dutch community, my name is L4. I live in the Kurdistan region of Iraq, and I've been living there since 2013. I discovered Melee in like 2018, and I had one friend to play with who quit after a year, who's back into it now. So I was not able to play against other people on a stable connection till now, till Rollback got released. So for me, it's a huge deal because now I can finally start my competitive journey into Melee. I've been only doing solo practice for 2 years now.
Yeah. So, I mean, solo practice is so like rough because starting out as well, like we didn't have net play at like a good enough level to play at all, and like where I was in Germany initially meant that I could not really travel to stuff unless I was like super certain that I was ready to go. And so I just played against CPUs, and I lulled myself into this like false sense of security of like, I'm so good, I'm trashing these level 9 CPUs, like I'm the best. And then you go to a tournament and the dude like dash dances and you just shit your pants because you've never seen anything like this. Because suddenly neutral is not just like run in and hit them before they put out like a frame 1 jab, you know? It's like completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was especially funny playing you for the first time and you were like moonwalking over the place. Like your movement was really good. And then we started playing and then it was just like there's no neutral at all. Like there's nothing.
Yeah.
Zero fundamentals. That's the thing,
I think having like a hermit playstyle, like you can only develop that if you've already like gotten into contact with other competitive players. Like if you look at PPMD, he went to tournaments, got accustomed to tournament play, then he moved somewhere or something where he couldn't really compete at all, but he was still able to keep up by like theory crafting and home practice. But you can't really do that if you don't have like the context of a tournament yet.
Yeah, I would say for like newer players, reaching out to some like not even like a figurehead of your community per se, like even somebody not on your PR, somebody who has a basic fundamental understanding of neutral and like combo game and things like that. Just talking to them initially is worth like a lot. Even if you can't play against them, you know, just having pointers given to you like, hey, you know, you need to kind of watch out for the big RPS that is shield pressure. You know, that small little hint could give insight to something that like you may have not thought of as a new player. Because a lot of players now are like, I mean, a lot of new players just don't have that like innate sense that, you know, you have once you've played for a long time. And people who've been playing for a long time kind of just assume that people know these things. which I think is wrong as well.
Yeah,
exactly.
But it's
exactly.
hard. It's hard to go back in perspective, right? So
Yeah.
if you've been playing for 5 years, it's super hard to go back in perspective and think about what it's like when you were starting out and trying to L cancel and like actively thinking about L canceling instead of doing it passively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing, right? Because when I started out, I had one of my best friends play with me who came back into it. Shout out to Online Soon.
Let's go.
What happened? What exactly happened was my only way to play net play was with other Europeans, because how it works with the internet here is, even though I'm in Kurdistan, right, the Middle East, when I play with other countries which are nearby, for example, Saudi Arabia or Israel, I'll still have dog shit ping. Like Saudi Arabia is 220 ping, Israel is 180 to 200 ping. It doesn't make any sense because the way the internet got distributed here was throughout internet companies in Europe. So playing with a country which is way further away, like the Netherlands, for example, is far, far better than playing with a country which is literally next to me. Like Jordan. Jordan is around the corner from me. It's right here. I could like take a bike and back to Jordan in like a day, maybe, right? I would still have worse ping because of the way the traffic is set up, right?
Yeah.
And even when I play with Europeans, for example, Dutch people, Norwegians, or whatever, I would have a ping around 120, meaning I would have to play around 60 buffer melee. And what 60 buffer melee exactly is for people who don't quite understand the buffer system. Right now, we play with 2 frame delay on rollback, right? That's equal to 8 frames of delay. Now, if you double that, meaning what I had to play at was twice as slow as current rollback. So, in a sense of a fighting game as fast paced and high octane as melee, it's unplayable.
Yeah.
So everything I learned besides solo practice, which like was playing against other people, was unapplicable on any kind of level besides 60 buffer melee. And honestly, not many people don't want to play on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, understandably, you know. I think I played against you once or twice and it was like just how noticeably like everything becomes more bullshit.
Yeah.
At 16 buffer. You're like, what the hell? Like how did I miss
It's
that?
like
That's the easiest thing ever.
Some Marth misses an F smash and you can't punish him.
Yeah.
That's the level we're talking about.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so rollback was a godsend for you, of course.
It was. It changed everything I do, honestly.
And on the topic of like people playing with no neutral fundamentals but lots of tech, I've seen so much of that now. It's either like I'm playing against somebody who's super neutral heavy because they came from Ultimate, or I'm playing against somebody who has been grinding melee for forever and finally has a chance to like play outside of their like people outside their house or their region, and they just have like the most insane tech, but you approach them and they fall apart. It's kind of weird. I don't know. It's like this weird dichotomy of there's 2 different kinds of like new player at this point.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of new players also like holding back a lot. That must be. I mean, it feels like they're just experiencing melee in a completely different way because they probably came from Ultimate or from another game, which was more neutral heavy. Yeah, it's pretty cool to see. Yeah.
Yeah. That like I've noticed since rollback came out, the people I play against myself, like you just said, it's either neutral heavy plays from Ultimate or people who play quite, you could say, campy, where they keep holding back and keep moving out. Or there are people that took an interest in me because of how flashy and tech heavy it is. That like they come in the game, they multi-shine 5 times, and then they just can't do anything, right?
Yeah. You can find a guy who can do like 5 multi-shines but can't do like 1 shuffle nair or something, and you're like, what?
They can't multi-shine, but they can't shuffle.
It's like buddy.
Yeah, it's really weird. So yeah, what else have we got? Oh yeah, we got the Melee Discord League over in the Netherlands now. Now it's not started yet. It's gonna start, I think, next week. But basically, what it is, it's like a manual version of ranked mode for only Dutch players. I think it's a really cool incentive. I think the this idea has already been executed in other regions as well, if I'm not mistaken, like Sweden, if I'm not mistaken.
I haven't heard of it, but it's very possible.
No.
Okay, but I
Swedish.
Yeah.
Swedish player asked the other day, and it's Netherlands only.
Oh, okay.
But I think Sweden will get their own league apparently.
Okay. But yeah,
I guess it's just something that is like coming through now because it's probably taken a while to plan it, considering like where we are in the timeline of having been quarantined for a couple months.
Yeah,
things are opening back up again, but like now ideas that were kind of like brewing initially can come to fruition because like it's had enough time to develop.
Another reason why rollback is such a godsend for all Melee players.
Yeah, it's gonna be
attention,
really
all
cool.
Melee players.
Group league starts in 5 minutes.
Pause your friendlies. Nah, it's crazy, man. Yeah, but seeing those graphs of like how much delay there is in Melee Online now versus offline Ultimate, like there's literally less delay in online Melee than it is in offline Ultimate. That's crazy.
Really makes you think. It really makes you think.
It really do.
It's like 7 frames, right?
I don't want to put out. I don't want to bolster this number. I don't associate with this man. I'm not trashing Ultimate. I didn't say anything. I just want to put it out on the record.
Like, I love just for the record.
I love Sakurai.
I might be wrong, but if I'm correct, it's a buffer of 49.
49?
No, sorry, not 49.
Wait, what? That would be insane.
No.
You input and then tomorrow the input comes over.
That's like Brawl Online. It's like 49 buffer.
I think it's 7. It's 7 frames of delay. I'm sure of it actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I feel it when I'm playing Ultimate. Also the like, what is it? When you queue up a move. Can't remember what it's called.
Buffer system.
Yeah, you put in like a move fucking 3 frames too early and it comes out something completely different because you're like grounded or some shit.
I've done so many buffered air dodges. Like
oh my god.
And killing myself because of it. Oh my god. Countless, man. I can't even count. I cannot count. Which is why I play Melee and not Ultimate. Because in Ultimate you need to have a big brain.
In Ultimate you got to be able to read. They got Hero, I can't read. I can't play that game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Hero was so funny when it came out. Everybody's like, "What the f is this?"
Yeah, everybody panicked.
Yeah.
What's the protocol? What the fuck do we do?
So L4 asked a question earlier. He asked me, how did you find Melee and what pulled you in? I don't think we've ever talked about this before in our podcast, or have we? I'm not sure.
I think I've spoken about it with you, but I don't know if it was on the podcast.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not sure, but we can talk about it.
Yeah.
So personally, for me, a friend of mine was like, "Hey, you used to play Melee, right?" Like when I was smaller, and he was like, "Yeah. There's this documentary that came out." And I watched the documentary. I think it was like a couple months after it was released. And I thought it was super sick. And then after the documentary, I was like, damn, that was sick. And then I forgot about Melee. And then I was with another friend, and we were just hanging out, and we were playing some games, but we were kind of bored. And I was going through his drawer of games, and I found Melee, and I was like, yo, you want to play Melee? I was like, okay. So we dusted off this GameCube, and we plugged it in, and we played. And it was like, oh shit, this game is so sick. And afterwards, like a couple months later, he already quit. I was like grinding, like trying to wave dash and stuff. I was like, oh, this is so cool. Played Sheik back then. And then I started a study, or like a university thing with Lars. I met Lars there and David. And I played PM back then because I found out about PM through some Lucas player who was like super fast playing against Mewtwo King. I think it was Neon. I don't know if you guys
Pink
know
Fresh
him.
maybe, or
no, it was Neon, I think.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he plays Lucas anymore. But anyway, I saw him play, and he was super fast and technical. I was like, whoa, there's so much stuff going on. I want to try it. And then it was a lot easier because the skill floor is lower in PM, of course. So it was easier to get into. And then we played PM on my laptop with an adapter at school with some friends. And at some point, Lars also joined in. And yeah, after a while, we picked up Melee again, and I was like, oh, this feels way better after I got a little bit better. And the rest was history, basically. That's when I really got into Melee.
Yeah.
Then we started going to tournaments and stuff. Oh yeah, and then I couldn't figure out which character I wanted to play. I was kind of stuck on Falcon for a while. But yeah, I don't know. I was like, Falcon is cool, but I want to go deeper for edge guards. And Lars was like, yeah, you should try Pikachu. So I tried Pikachu, and I hated it. It was so bad. It was horrendous. I hated Pikachu so much. So
same.
after 2 games, I was like, I'm done with Pikachu. I want to stop playing this stupid character. And then Lars was like, just keep playing it. And I played for like 20 games. I didn't win a single one. And after that, I became a Pikachu main. I was like, a very frustrating experience at first, but so satisfying later on.
I get that.
Yeah.
What about you, Chad?
Okay, so it's like 2013-ish, something like that. I'm watching Cosmo Wright, formerly Cosmo Wright, now Narcissa Wright, speedrunning Legend of Zelda, right? Doing that stuff. And I came across a video on his channel called like Introduction to Melee or Melee Intro or something like that. And it was essentially just him on Pokemon Stadium or some other stage or some shit, playing Zelda, showing like wave dashing, L canceling, things like that, like common tech and Melee. Because at AGDQs and SGDQs, it was commonly like a side event to be like a Melee tournament, and Cosmo was notoriously like pretty good with Zelda. And so I saw that video and I went pretty much like Casper did. I went, wow, Melee is really cool. And then I didn't play Melee. I just didn't touch it. I think I picked it up. I think I played it for like a little bit just to see if I liked it. And I just kind of dropped it and left it. And then later on Facebook around like 2014, I was friends with this dude who is like a programmer, whatever, game programmer, also like YouTuber guy. And he posted the Smash documentary and was like, everybody needs to see this. And I was like, okay. So I watched it because I had remembered the Cosmo stuff. And I watched it and I fucking loved it. And I can say that now I've probably watched it at least 20 times, which is fucked. Like, I've seen it so much. There was a period of time when I was traveling through France where it was like one of the only things on my phone. So I just watched it like over and over and over again. I don't know why. I don't claim that this is like healthy, but this is how it was.
You're obsessed about wife saying, I whooped him.
Creamed him.
Creamed him. Again.
Your money boss.
Your money boss.
Okay, so I watched the doc and I was like, that's pretty cool. I'm going to see if I'm interested in playing Melee. I brought it up with my mom at one point. I was like, there are these guys, they play this game, fighting game. They hold tournaments at each other's houses and stuff. My mom was like, that's weird. I was like, and then I decided to try and get acquainted with the game a little bit better. I still had a good like firm understanding of how to play because I'd played Brawl and Melee as a child. But I didn't think that I had like a handle like I should. So I deleted my save and did all of the event mode, everything, tried to unlock everything again, right? Just to have like a foundation to play on. And through that, I got stuck on the event where Ness has to fight like 5
Ness
people.
beats the crap out of you.
Ness and exits the TV and kills you. No, I got stuck on the one where you got to beat like Fox and fucking Bowser, I think. I don't know. It's like crazy. It's a weird fucking event match. And I sucked at it. And through playing that over and over again, Ness became the character I was most familiar with. So I started playing Ness to start off, just based on the fact that I got stuck on that shitty event. Right?
That's so funny.
So then it was summer of 2014, I believe. I was traveling through France. This was when I was watching the documentary over and over again. And I actually went through a pretty rough breakup. It was my first ever like serious breakup, let's say. Like a high school thing, hit me deep, hit me hard. But I persevered with Melee. I was like, I can distract myself with what I just found, like I can try and get better at this game. And at the time, my favorite player was Ken. I don't know why. It was from the doc. I was like, I love Ken. He's so cool. He's the coolest guy ever. And so I switched from Ness to Marth because I was like, Ness is not going to get me anywhere. Just started grinding tech skill, grinding it, got better, let's say day by day, but it took a good few months before I was comfortable going to a tournament where I got absolutely whooped. And that's where I also found out about PM. I started playing PM because I liked it a lot. And then something like 3 years later or 2 years later, I was playing friendlies against a guy on a TV, a guy that was in my old crew. He was playing Falcon, and I played him with my Marth, which is my min at the time. He kicked my ass. Then I played him with Falco, and I started winning like a few of the games. And he turned to me and he goes like, yo, your Falco's like way better than your Marth. You should just play Falco. And I was like, okay. I just played Falco ever since. So.
And now every time I play your Marth, I'm like, damn, your Marth is way better than your Falco. You should just.
I know,
Marth.
and then I'm like, but then I remember that I have a soul, and I will never sell it to play Marth unless I'm playing against a Marth, because then it's like, having a soul is a detriment in that matchup.
That's the Falco player, eh?
Listen, I don't.
Falco player, eh?
L4, if I ever laser camp you, you have my permission to knock me out. I will never laser camp anyone.
Noted. This is video proof, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. You can hold me to this.
I will cut
on the record. So yeah, it's kind of weird that like we both discovered Melee and kind of just gave up immediately, or like didn't pursue it, and then it came back later. Like it fucking snuck up on us.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like you're not like, if you watch a doc, it doesn't mean that you're like immediately gonna get into the subject, right? Like I watched Tiger King. I'm not into tigers now.
You're not?
I didn't even watch Tiger King. I didn't even watch it.
I haven't watched it either, bro. It looks like dog shit, honestly.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I don't know if it's good or not.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard a lot of people like say they put their life on the line for it.
Yeah, for the tigers.
For the king.
For the king.
For Burger King. I want to see that for that documentary, bro.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Okay, but L4, how did you get into it? Since you said you started in 2018?
Yeah, so basically in the summer of 2018, a little bit of backstory. My group of friends were like 4 guys in total, and we're all from different European countries. We're all Kurdish, but we all live in Kurdistan. We all grew up in different European countries. So one of them is British, the other one is German, I'm Dutch, and the other one is Swedish. And 2 of the 4 went on vacation. And my German friend doesn't have a passport, so he's stuck with me. And I'm just broke as fuck. So we were trying to figure out to do something in the summer, right? And at that time, he lived nearby me, and we had a cafe very close to our house where we would go daily just to hang out. It was just to chill. Like, we was just smoking cigarettes, and that's it. And then we would go home. And then we were talking about our childhood in Europe, right? Like what games we used to play with the boys from the hood. And one of the games that came up besides Call of Duty was Brawl, Super Smash Bros. Brawl. And like you remember things way differently than it actually is, like because of nostalgia and everything. So we're talking about Brawl. We're like, oh, bro, remember Meta Knight was broken? Like we would play on the Wiimotes. We wouldn't even play on game controls. We're like, bro, if you pressed 1 without moving, you would spin around and kill everyone. Like, bro, that's it. And my friend at the time, he had this crappy laptop. I was like, bro, I'm pretty sure we can run Dolphin on it and play Brawl. He was like, fuck yeah. I was like, okay, I'll download it overnight and tomorrow we can start playing. And he would bring his laptop and PlayStation controllers and we would play Brawl. And at home, while downloading, because both of you already know my internet is absolutely garbage. So I started to download at like 4 p.m. and would have been finished in like 12 hours or something. So during the download, I was looking up like videos, combo videos, like small documentaries about Brawl. And the first thing that came up when I typed in Super Smash Bros. Brawl was the Evo article for Scar Spirit Bomb in 2013 for Melee. I was like, why is this game, which is older, getting so much more attention? So I looked it up. And the first thing in the article was like this combo video. I watched it, I was like, holy fucking shit, this is sick. This is sick as fuck. Afterwards, I watched a video from this guy, I don't even remember who it was. It was this guy talking shit about Brawl. I was like, Brawl's lame as fuck, you slip and shit, 1 in 1 chance, you can't even move, you can't dash dance, you can't wave dash. I don't know what these words mean, but I want to do it. So I stopped the download, I downloaded Melee. And I Googled a bit, right? And I came across the documentary.
Oh, nice.
So I saw like every episode was 20 minutes, or I could click on another video, which is 4 hours. Oh, yeah. Let it buffer, right? So I watched the entire thing in one night, in one go. And I hadn't even slept. Like by the time I finished watching it, it was like 6 a.m. I Melee finished downloading. I made an account on Smash Ladder. I got Dolphin 5.9, everything. And I spam called my friend. I was like, hey, bro, you gotta wake up. We gotta go to the cafe. Let's play.
You were so hyped.
I was so hyped, and it was like, bro, it's 8 a.m. Shut the fuck up. It's not even open yet. So the cafe opened. I show up. I was like, bro, I got Melee, which is older, but it's better. He's like, fuck it. Let's just do something. We set up the controllers. We start playing, and we're hooked. We're fucking hooked. We went to that cafe every single day in the summer vacation from 2 p.m. till like 10 p.m. From 2 to 10 p.m. we would play melee every fucking day. And the cafe was great because the guys who worked there loved us. We would show up every day. We would buy sandwiches. We would buy a hookah. It was cheap. It was nice. It was great. So we were just those two weird guys that would show up with a laptop and play video games for 8 hours straight.
But at least you're buying things from them, so they're fine with it.
Yeah, no, they were chill and they were nice. They came along like, "Hey, what you guys playing? Oh, that looks cool." Like whatever.
Yeah.
And it came to the point we would show up there every day that we had our own couch, where people would sit there and we would show up. They would shoo them away. It was like, "Get off! It's their couch."
This is our own couch.
Bro, the couch had like this plug next to it, and it had the best Wi-Fi connection. So we would always sit there, and it was like, "It's their couch." We show up
couch
this one time. Because there were like 3 couches in one circle. There were like fucking 6 people sitting, right? They were high schoolers. They were quite young. And they were sitting there like smoking hookah and shit in their school uniforms. We come up the stairs. The guy who owns the place looks down the stairs. He sees us. He starts shouting at them, "Get the fuck off that seat, it's not yours." And we show up, and these fucking 6 kids, they move to another corner, they look at us playing fucking video games.
That's so funny because
that warped the perspective of the world from then on. They're like, "Shit, man, gamers rule this shit, bro."
This is a gamer joint.
Let's bounce, dude.
Let's bounce. Don't fuck with them. They'll wave dash on our dicks.
In our country, there are like these people of status, like you could almost say mafioso, right? That can go to places and they have complete control. So they were looking like, who is it? Like, is it someone well known? Who's in this fucking area? These 2 fucking guys, bro.
Don L4 of the Melee Mafia coming in hot.
These 2 Kurds from Europe that speak English and don't give a fuck. They're like, "Hey, can we have 2 sandwiches and 2 teas, please?" We sit down, we get a laptop, and we start playing Melee. This kid walks by, he goes back to his friends. He's like, "They're playing Mario."
They're playing Mario Strikers.
I'm playing Super Mario Brothers.
These motherfuckers are playing Mario. They kicked us out. What the fuck?
Nice. So how did you get to Youngling? Because you had quite a character crisis.
Yes, sir. That's true. So when we started, we both played Sheik and Marv to get the fundamentals going, and my first real main was Roy, because I like the thing is I still stand by this point. I think Roy, in a fundamental way, like besides him not being a complete character, right? The way he's intended to be played, like a reverse Marv, that idea I love the most. I love moving around with him the most, but he just doesn't work. He's an unfinished character.
Yeah.
So I'll never move back to him, obviously. But if I could turn back time, I don't know, I would slip Sakurai like, I don't know, a tenner. Like, hey.
You're gonna need more than that, man. You gotta get your hand under that table, bud.
I would get everything on the table. Hey, just this one, man.
Please, man, please.
Hey, please. Yeah, I swear. And after Roy, like when we started getting better at the game, my friend started whooping me with Marv. I was like, bro, I'm doing the same thing, but I'm getting fucked. And we had this small tournament with like a few friends who didn't play Melee because they came over to the cafe. He 3-0'd me. I completely choked with Roy. I was like, fuck this, bro. That's it. And afterwards, we played a bunch of friendlies. And then we played randoms. Like me and my friend played randoms against our other friends because they obviously don't really know how to play the game. And I got on Ganondorf. I was like, bro, this character sucks dick. He's slow as fuck. And then I hit the fair. I was like, ooh.
Then you hit the
hard.
fair.
Brain
and
blast.
then you do the same thing again.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Then I found Bizarro Flame and I was hooked. was like, this character is moving. Holy shit. And then I played Ganon for 1 year. Afterwards, where I got better, and I kind of pushed Ganondorf to as far as I could, because at the end of like my Ganon journey, I was able to do pretty much all Ganon-based tech, like moonwalking out of a ledge dash, all sorts of stuff, like platform movement. And his kit was just small. Like, I couldn't really mix up the way I fought. It was just moving. And I wanted to change that. So after playing a few randoms, I came across Link. And then I played like 6 months of Link, something like that. Like a good amount of Link. And that's where I learned moonwalking. I was like, holy shit. That's where I really fell in love with moonwalking. Like with Ganon, I knew how to moonwalk, but with Link, I was hooked. I was like, this is so fucking sick. And then with Link, it was just too slow.
Yeah, then rollback dropped and you played some Dutch players.
Yeah. Link was too slow. And before rollback, that's where my real character crisis started. Was when I wanted to switch out from mains. So I tried Yoshi. When I tried Yoshi, I got a hand injury, so I couldn't play for 2 weeks. Like the bottom of my right hand, all the way to the lower arm, was completely numb.
Oh, Jesus!
What the fuck?
Yeah, but I'm lucky that my dad does physiotherapy. Like we own a gym, and he does physiotherapy as well. So he just gave me some things to do, and he was like, "In 2 weeks, you'll be fine, but don't play fucking video games, retard."
Yeah.
Okay, Dad.
I don't even think that has to do with your injury. That was just dad advice.
Yeah. Nah. It was just injury based, bro.
Okay.
And then afterwards, I tried Samus, too floaty. Then I was like, listen, I want to play Link but faster. Young Link.
That makes sense.
Right? And after rollback, I was like, I gotta make a decision. I talked to Xin about it. I was like, bro, I want to get serious. I really need to make a decision. He was like, bro, just play online, play unranked and against other people, and play the character that really clicks with other people, because it's different. It's a different experience. On randoms, I got on Young Link a few times, and I was like, I can make this work. And I've been playing Young Link ever since.
Yeah, and you're getting pretty good with Young Link as well. You're like hitting some pretty nasty stuff. There was that clip that you hit on me of like the arrow to down tilt at ledge.
I don't know.
I mean, I've seen you improve. I mean, I played you like right when rollback dropped, like I think a day later or something.
Yeah.
And from that moment until now, you've already improved like a quite significant bit. I think that makes sense because like you've got the movement fundamentals down, but now it's just like getting experienced with like different matchups, different play styles, different people. And yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. you have essentially entered the grocery store with a shopping list because you've played enough Melee now that you understand where your faults are.
Yeah.
And now you're coming into a position where you can work on that like immediately. A lot of new players don't like if they start playing against players, the first like I'd say few weeks of friendlies against players that are better than you are kind of wasted because you're not like thinking. You're just playing the game and like absorbing the information as it comes, but you're not like critically analyzing your own gameplay before you realize that like you're shit. At some point you have that revelation that you're just bad and you're like, fuck man, okay, I gotta like think about this actually.
Yeah, when rollback came out, I showed my friend that quit and he started playing again as well because of rollback. Like the reason he quit was besides me there was no one else to play.
Yeah.
And you know, where's the fun in that, you know? Like we can't push each other if we can't get out like input from the outside from besides us two.
Yeah.
And bro, when I sent him the clip, I said I just played all day, and bro, I'm dog shit. we are absolute dog shit. We gotta like get good, and with ranked coming, we really grinding, man. Like we really want to get good, and especially right now with like my character change. It's just a different game, man. And I practice a lot as well against other players. Like I have a few friends. I DM them like once a week, once every 2 weeks. Like, hey, bro, do you feel like playing with me and then pointing me on what I can do better? And I just take notes of it. Like I have a word pad with every player I've played against that gave me some advice. Put it all in there.
Yeah, that's
and
good. That's good stuff.
It helps a tremendous amount. It's incredible. Like taking notes. Like back when I was in high school, my dad always used to tell me, was like, son, you gotta take notes, otherwise you won't remember shit. I was like, nah, I'll just skim over it, then I'll go do my exam, and I would like barely pass. And now I finally realized, like, bro, you take notes, you understand that stuff, man.
Yeah, you write it down, it sticks with you more, because you also have to think about how to phrase it, and that sort of like puts it into your mind as like an idea. If it's too abstract, if you're just like hearing it or seeing something, you know, like putting it into words really helps you, like your brain understand what is actually happening and not just like have a vague idea, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like as I want to shout out Early Peso, because we had this one session that was about 3 hours. 3 hours of playing and 1 additional hour just talking about the game. And this guy managed to change the way I see the game. Like, he completely mindfucked me in those 3 hours after 2 years of playing this.
Did
like,
you do that freaky F smash stuff on your shield that like catches you being antsy every time?
Yes. Exactly.
Is that what Earl does?
Yeah, I kind of stole it from him. It basically, like, when we started playing, he would always hit me with he like jumps forward as if he's gonna aerial, then he wave land back F smashes. So like you assume he's hitting your shield with a super unsafe aerial. You try to do something, and no matter what you do, if it's not like a defensive option, you die.
Yeah.
Or get hit by the F smash. So like and now I use that because I'm like, people are so antsy in their shields. People freak the fuck out when they're in a corner like that. Yeah. So like it's really good.
It's
so shout out to Earl for that one.
Yeah, shout out to Early Peso. Incredible
He's a great guy. I really love that guy.
Great player and incredible person as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane.
Always a blast playing with him and having fun. Just chilling with him is so much fun. I can't.
Yeah. Also, if you ever want to beat Earl, I give you this advice: just make him laugh. Literally, just say something kind of funny. He'll start laughing and he'll throw.
Say something kind of funny, like something lukewarm.
Literally anything. You could probably say anything that kind of relates to the situation. And if it's enough to get like a little laugh out of him, you ride that train to the bank, baby.
Yeah.
You start your stand-up set based on whatever the fuck you said that got the air to come out of his nose.
I do like the opposite when I play players that are way better at, than me. Like, for example, Happy Meals, who I'm really good friends with, or anyone else.
No need to brag, dude. No need to brag. You know, we get to call him Gillis. That's how good friends we are with him. You know.
Yeah. It's Gillis, by the way. Gillis, not Gillis.
Okay, but listen here. I have special privilege because I'm not Dutch. That's how much good friends we are. He lets me call him something completely different.
Wow, that's insane. I'm jealous.
What can I say, man?
When I play against someone that's way above my level, and I notice they're trying to, they're just playing normal. They're not playing to their best level. Especially Happy Meals, I talk mad shit. I talk like crazy shit, bro. Just so he fucking starts destroying me, because that's when I learn the most. And I always tell him, I was like, bro, don't take it personal. I just want you to like give it your all. He's like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Jed is a super nice guy.
Yeah, incredible guy. Yeah. Love this community in general. The Dutch Melee community has been so welcoming and opening, man. Like, I just showed up. I was like, hey, I'm just a dude from the Middle East. What's up?
Dude, I remember you showing up, and I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Why is he talking so much? Why is he always active? Like, who is this guy? I'd never seen him.
Mystery man.
Yeah, you had a big mouth as well. I was like, okay, well, but then I got to know you, and I was like, damn, I really want to meet this guy. Give him a big old hug.
Casper felt threatened because he has the biggest mouth, you know.
Yeah,
have you seen the gape on this boy?
Bro.
I'm the one with the big mouth.
Right now, like me and Casper are like on the hit list for people who talk mad shit.
Yeah,
because we're just the thing is, we don't even like. It's not about like talking shit. We're just straightforward, like, right? Like when people say something like whack, most people stay quiet, and like we're like, bro, what the fuck?
Hey, I poke my head in there when I can, you know. When I see somebody saying some outrageous stuff, I get in there and I tell them they're a fool. I look them in the eyes, I say, "You're a fool."
Your arguments with PT got pretty heated at one point.
Yeah, you know, but that's just Falco main stuff. It's not deeper than skin, you know. I at the end of the day, I'll still drink a beer with him. I'll still hug him. You know, we're homies to the grave, as they say.
To the grave. Wow. And that's an understatement.
And he has no say in this.
Okay.
It's just happening. We're just homies to the grave. But how did me and Casper meet? Actually, it was through Discord, I believe, and I think I said something I love you, and you were like, calm down.
I remember very, very clearly. I don't know how we started talking, but there was a tournament and Lars was not going, so I was looking for a partner, and I found you because someone said I asked like, hey, does anybody know someone who's still available? And then someone said, yeah, Restless Will. He's also a streamer and he's a funny guy. You should go with him. And then we teamed, and I remember very distinctively we sat down for our first set, and we, like 5 minutes before we had to start. And oh no, it was actually during our first set, and you were like pressing Mr. Gay. And then he was doing that, and I was like, hey, that's pretty funny. And then he turned to me and he said, did you know that he actually shows up if you say that 3 times in the mirror? And then I was like, okay, this guy's one of the boys.
One of the boys.
Yeah.
No, dude, because we met before that though. It's like we didn't meet like in person, but on Discord you were at a concert that you were doing sound engineering for or something.
Okay.
You were waiting for the bus to go back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you were on the Discord, and we were just talking about some random bullshit, and we were just like shooting the shit, like random funnies, exchanging Garfield comics as usual. And then you said, at one point I was like, I love you, man. And you were like, whoa, like calm down, bro, or some shit like that. And I was like, fuck, I blew it.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, clearly you like repressed it because it was such a traumatic experience for you.
I repress it every time someone says I love you to me.
True.
Never even known my mom.
I saw her the other day when I was at yours. So you're just lying.
Sorry,
you're just lying.
No, I'm not lying. I'm repressing.
You're lying. Look, he's in a corner. He's stuttering. I'm not.
All right. So yeah, that's how we met. But yeah, I still really want to meet L4 in person. I hope that happens.
Yeah, I'll give him a
bro feast. It's not gonna happen anytime soon, probably.
Bro feast,
I really hope I can somehow escape back to Europe. Back in and down in the description there will be a GoFundMe. Get L4 to Europe.
He's gonna waste it on sandwiches at that one cafe and tea.
Yeah. He's been outed. Look,
he's been outed. He can't show his face, and he was so ashamed.
That's right.
But it didn't call me out like that. I swear I would give you a sandwich as well.
Shit, okay. Man. I mean, if they're pretty bomb sandwiches, I imagine they're pretty good, eh?
Bro, they're cheap and good. It's incredible. Like
what a combo!
What a combo! Like we would get some pocket money, like some change, like mama.
Okay, if I'm ever in Kurdistan, we're going to that cafe.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. You'll love it. We can even play pool there besides Melee.
Why would I play something besides Melee?
Yeah, anything.
Anything, bro. Yeah. Anything.
I've had enough. Melee is off. Melee is done.
Yeah, it's cancelled.
Melee is over, party.
Yeah. So, have you guys watched the HBOX retirement video?
Yes.
I know what he says. I have not seen it.
Okay. I thought it made sense what he said, man. It's like I can see where he's coming from. I mean, he's been playing Ultimate almost exclusively, and then he plays Melee, and he's still the same like HBOX, right? So he still has this stigma of he's the guy to beat. And then he has to play while he hasn't really played Melee in a long time, and then people really just surpass him now. And then he just feels sad. Winning doesn't really do anything for him, but losing is just shitty. So it made sense to me.
Yeah, at least you have the drive of like your passion pushing you forward. If you're the guy who everybody's like shitting on, like at the very least he was still winning and he was doing like crazy shit when he was actually still going to tournaments. But now that everybody's stuck at home and he's like decided to invest more time into Ultimate, the losses like hit hard, and he has none of the other part to bounce back to like make himself feel better.
Yeah,
I'd say.
Yeah, definitely.
I get that.
Yeah,
it's just like the thing is with HBOX, the way he phrased all of it, like I get it because honestly, because Melee like gave him an escape from everything that was going on in his life, but then it kind of turned sour because of how the community treated him.
Yeah.
And just like you said, he's at the top. If he loses, it's a big loss. If he wins, it's just getting neutral, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
But I get that, right? But at the end of things, this guy just, I don't know. I feel like he just said it to get attention, and now he's like, "I'm never gonna quit Melee." Like, bro,
Yeah. I mean, the timing is also very like weird.
shitty.
It's like he did bad twice, and he's like, "Okay, I'm done."
Yeah, it's like imagine you lose like net play tournament, you just type in the chat like, "I'm never playing Melee again. Goodbye." You just leave. Like it's just for one loss. Like there's no thought. It's just immediately once it's over, you're out of it.
Melee has become a gimp fest.
But I do see like I understand his decision if it's like a micro level decision. Like if he's just making it in the sense of like maybe in a month I'll feel better, you know, and then it's better. But if he's saying it in the sense of like this is definitive, this is it, this is how I feel.
Bro, he said it in a span of 2 days, not even 2 days, like 1 day. Like the one,
yeah,
he uploads the video, then he's like, "Hey, I'm good."
Yeah, you put that like I'm not actually quitting. I'm just not playing online tournaments for my own like mentality, which is like
which is
you
fair.
could have said that. You could have literally tweeted instead of making a video on it.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. I mean, it makes money.
But I do agree that online tournaments are bad for mentality. I saw a pretty good argument brought up the other day about like the fact that like the tournaments themselves don't have stakes, let's say. I mean, some of them have money, prizes and things like that, but a lot of people playing Melee are trying to put themselves in like place themselves in respect to other people's skill level. And some people are taking it seriously, some people aren't. Like you have this weird like rift in the community, let's say, where some people don't take netplay tournaments seriously at all, just based on the fact that the wins don't really count towards anything like concrete. So like wins and losses are very subjective, let's say, and they're case by case, but you can't discredit anybody's win in any case because they won. They like in that situation, they persevered and they won.
Because I mean, LOD beating HBOX is huge, of course.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, it's first of all, it's online. Second of all, HBOX is not playing his best. And that was very obvious. I watched it back. It was like, this is not the HBOX that I've used to seeing. But at the same time, it's like, it's still a win is a win. But at the same time, you can't really credit it for like once offline tournaments get back.
For sure not. That'd be fucked.
Yeah,
that would make all of this fucked up.
So I guess the point I'm trying to make here is just keep it separated. Like I think making an online PR would be pretty interesting though. And
it would be really interesting.
Yeah. And it would be good for like some incentive for people to actually try instead of like sandbag all the time. Or if you don't agree, then you can still sandbag because it's just for the online section.
The people who don't care can still not care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect them.
Yeah,
that's the beauty of it.
Yeah,
get that. I completely agree with that, honestly. Especially with having an online PR, it would give so much incentive for people to actually try and show up. You know.
Yeah.
And if you could make one for Europe and NA, you could give like a fair way to see how the world performs. You know, because in the current PR, which is obviously an international PR. Most of the people who go to tourneys and events are Americans because there are more in their region and traveling is way easier. That I know the world tour would have solved it, but since the Rona started and everything.
Oh man, the timing was
was rough, bro.
Yeah.
It was like getting killed by a fucking firing squad, bro. Before winning the lottery, it was insane. It was stupid.
Yeah.
But having like 2 separate PRs for online for both Europe and NA could really show the rest of the world what Europe has to offer. You know? And you could always. Sorry.
People still discredit Europe just based on the fact that they're not like on the big list. I hear so many states side players who are like, "Oh, Europe is trash. Like the only good players are like Leffen, Armada, whatever.
Oh yeah,
like, Europe is shit." But then we don't have as many tournaments. We can't get out to your tournaments. We can't show that like we actually have the skill that we have. And we just switched over to NTSC. So like, in the grand scheme of things, we just switched over. It's not like super recent, but still in the timeline, it's like
it's only like 10% of what Melee's been out for.
Yeah.
Yeah, and besides that, it's just expensive. Like people need to understand, like traveling cross continent is not cheap. And Melee is a game we play for personal reasons and not necessarily for money. Unless you're sponsored, you will have no way to like pay out of your own pocket for tournaments on the weekly.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
to get your name out there, it's a huge investment. So it's like overlooked. People don't get it.
Yeah. It is quite a bummer.
Yeah, but at the same time, I do feel like if once we get some players, like every single time, like a decent European player goes over to to America, they either perform pretty well or they most of the time they perform pretty well. Like people like Nikki.
Recently, yes.
I mean, recently it's been a while, but yeah, I don't know.
I mean, like post 2015, the Europeans that have traveled to the United States have performed quite well.
Yeah, but at the same time,
before that it was uncharted water.
There's always like people like someone like Sunsei who then comes to UK and then he's like top 3 every time he attends, or like he beats Frenzy or something. That's also like crazy. Like I mean, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to judge.
I just think that the whole, like, let's say 1 to 50 or like 50 to 100 region is super like all over the place. You could have somebody come who you think is like, oh, they're number 57 in the world or something, and you think, oh man, maybe they're not that good. They come to your region and they kick everybody's ass because they're like, they're still like in this box of players that you could consider to be like of a certain skill level, you know?
Yeah.
If you're going by like any metric, which is like impossible to quantify. You can't quantify skill, but people try to do it anyways. It's like It's the way. It's just a fact of Melee.
Yeah.
And None talks about this as well. He talks about his boys back in Nicaragua, and he talks about like there are some guys in there that even beat him, like on the daily. You know, like he's like, don't discredit unknown regions because there are some beasts in there. They just like a country like Nicaragua, they can't travel. It's as simple as that.
Although None has been improving like crazy lately.
Yeah, None's insane.
He's probably the best Falcon in the world right now, right? Or maybe Wizrope still, I guess. I don't know.
Depends, man.
Hard to judge.
It's really hard to judge.
Especially with all the uncertainty of net play and like people who are kind of sandbagging.
It's just like it would be nice to say None is the best Captain Falcon in the world because he's so flashy. Like watching him play is really exciting.
Yeah.
While Wizrope is a very, very calculated grappler, you know, in his play style. So I get when people say, nah, None is a better Falcon, but like who gets more results? That makes the better player, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, the results we are getting now are at the end of the day still net play results, so it's hard to judge.
True.
But at least we got something to hold on to now that rollback is out, right? So
no, exactly.
Yeah, we're gripping pretty tight, man. We're fucking clinging on for dear life to rollback while we ride this shit out.
Yeah.
Don't let go.
Carry us to the end,
I'm so happy we have decent net play. Imagine playing fucking Ultimate and not being able to play like a decent sesh. Because you just can't.
It's not allowed.
It's not
Sakurai
allowed.
comes to your house and slaps the controller out of your hand. He says, no.
This is not how you're supposed to play the game.
Plugs you into a flat screen, you know?
Yeah.
Unplugs your LAN cable. All right, here you go. This is how it's supposed to be played. This is the intended game.
How long did you guys play Ultimate for, by the way?
Probably like half a year, like consistently, like every so often. And then recently, like every once in a while, I play against like either people that I'm friends with who don't play Melee, or like my brother plays Ultimate. And it's just like it's more of like a casual experience for me. I just fuck around, you know.
I think I played it for like 3 months, like decently serious. Like I was trying to do some good things, but at some point I just touched Melee again, and then I dropped Ultimate.
Yeah, didn't I kick your ass in Ultimate at Valhalla? In the one friendly that we played.
That one friendly. Oh, it was horrible.
In one friendly.
Oh yeah, I will never.
And then I beat Risk as well. Yes, dude. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, dude.
Get this man on the PR. He beat Risk and Zin in Ultimate.
In one friendly in Ultimate.
Yeah.
No,
I'm so salty about that.
I played till around March or something because my friend, he bought a Switch just for Ultimate, and he bought He bought Ultimate through RuneScape Gold.
Legend.
My homie's a big gambler. You don't know. Like the other day, he earned like $300 playing RuneScape. It's crazy.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Shout outs to Unlight.
Holy shit.
Dude, you know those German Kurds? They're something else. Different type of beast. And then we played. It was fun. Like while we played, it was really fun. And then in March, GR Smash released what was the video called again? Movement and Melee. You guys know that one?
No.
Oh, it was like a combo video of like just the movement, like ice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ice
Huge clip of the Movement and Melee with the Telamente music.
Oh,
it's like this Algerian. Yeah, dude, it's insane.
It's Telamont, by the way. It's mint tea.
Yeah, bro. You know what's funny? In university, I aced French. I got 100 out of 100. I don't know shit.
I mean, that about sums up French class in any like capacity. My French classes helped me like in the beginning, and then I just like rode out the like just talking with French people like helps out way more than any of the classes could.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that makes sense, right? If you're using
yeah, that's why I just said fuck Dutch classes.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Dutch is just a really hard language. Like my dad lived in Russia for 1 year, and he still speaks fluent Russian. He lived in the Netherlands for 21 years. Hallo, goedendag. That's it.
Hey, at least he got the G's right.
Yeah, true.
I'm still working on those G, man. That's it. It's just a very hard language.
Yeah, it's difficult.
And it's the same with the Dutch, you could say, social environment, right? It's not as open as other countries. Like, especially in bigger cities, people are more concerned with themselves.
Oh, you're telling me, man. The only I go to university in Amsterdam, and the only Dutch people I know are like through the Smash community, or like the handful through like maybe 2 people in my course that I met that are like. Before that, it was just I would just speak English all the time here, and it's like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's just kind of weird.
Yeah, I can imagine, especially in Amsterdam. Like I remember going to like a restaurant and then being spoken English to instead of Dutch because the waitress doesn't speak Dutch.
Yeah,
which is like pretty normal there. And even,
it's pretty normal.
And if they speak Dutch to you and they realize that you are not a fluent Dutch speaker, they will immediately switch to English.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it's not worth their time to try to like speak Dutch with you.
Yeah, so it's I guess I can understand why it's really hard to learn for a foreigner. Because Dutch people are also like really prideful in their English and stuff.
Yeah, that's it. It's like a lot of people just do it out of like they think they're like doing you a favor, let's say. Yeah. But in a lot of cases, some people don't want that. For me, I'm like, whatever, who gives a fuck? Speak to me in English. I don't care. It makes my life easier, you know. I'm not going to complain. But some people are really trying hard to learn Dutch here, and it's like if the people are of the mindset that they're doing you a favor by speaking English, like that's kind of fucked up because it's the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the way people are kind of antisocial in bigger cities, especially during the day, you know, like when people are actually busy. Like I made a guy flinch at a bus station by asking directions.
Jesus.
I was like, sir, do you know where the Archimedeslaan is? And he's like, oh.
I would never flinch. I would never flinch if you would ask me that, just so you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't even blink. I would just stare at you directly in your eyes.
It wasn't even like I touched him or I caught him while walking. He was just standing there waiting for his bus. I asked him a question. He flinched. Bro, he flinched so hard.
He almost
I mean, he was expecting a bus, you know, so he gets tapped on the shoulder. He's like, oh, fuck, it's the bus. He's like, oh, shit, I'm going to get hit, dude.
Bro, he flinched so hard, I flinched. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Okay, you're like, yeah, you thought he was going to swing at you for asking directions.
Yeah. You never know in Utrecht. It's crazy out there.
Yeah. What was the place called again? Where the guy got shot in the metro. It's next to the place where our Canale Island. Yeah. That's where that's right where our Utrecht locals were. Spice and Arrakis. Very nice.
Bro, I've lived in a war zone. I've heard rockets launch, bro. I feel more safe. I felt more safe in Kurdistan around 2015 where ISIS was at peak than I feel in Canale Island. Canale Island's scary, bro.
Shit. Really? But did you live in Utrecht when you were living in the Netherlands?
In 2017, I came back to the Netherlands for 1 year for a gap year to work, and I lived in Zeist, but I was in Kanala Island quite often. And Kanala Island is fucked.
Yeah,
hate that place. I hate that place with everything in my fucking body. People don't speak Dutch there.
They don't speak English either.
Hey man, I don't speak Dutch here. You know what I'm saying? I'll drink to that.
They don't speak Dutch or English, bro. Like I don't know.
To be a Buitenlander.
Bro, this Buitenlander was confused himself. I was like, where the fuck am I?
Yeah, Kanada Island was wild. Although it's wild, I'm still very sad that there's no more locals there.
Yeah, it was a fun place to go. You know, it was like it's also easy to get there. It was like a nice venue.
If you dodge all the bullets in the metro.
Utrecht's probably the best location in the Netherlands for a local, because it's right in the middle.
Yeah, everybody routes through Utrecht. Yeah,
that's really nice.
Perfect. Too bad.
I don't know. I'd say the perfect place for a local is my house because I'm a cool guy. I got a cool place, you know.
Lots of space. One CRT.
2 CRTs. I have 2. I have the one that it's in my attic. It's the one that I used to have in my senior lounge.
Nice.
You got a cooler? You got a cooler that can fit like 1 6-pack?
I got a fridge, bro. Even better.
Bruh. Fridge?
Damn, living a life.
Like the entire thing.
Yeah, I got like the top part is the fridge and then the bottom part is the freezer, you know?
No, so you can even have ice cubes.
Dude, I can have as many ice cubes as I want. I'm balling.
This guy living life.
I don't even drink water anymore. I just drink ice cubes.
You eat ice cubes for moisture.
It's like asking for a glass of... Could I have a glass of molten ice? could I please have a boneless pizza?
Boneless pizza, please.
Dude, pizza with bone though, very nice.
Yeah, bone stuffed crust. Yeah, stuffed crust.
Stuffed crust.
Like I know we're fucking around, but imagine a spare rib in every crust, like around the crust, you know.
Oh fuck!
No. Like you
can't eat the crust anymore.
There would be so many incidents with people like choking on bone parts.
People accidentally losing the whole rib up their butt. I mean, it could happen by accident. You slip, you know.
Whoops.
It's all about the marketing, bro. If you market it as a true Western pizza with bones in the pizza themselves, like people, if they choke on a bone, they're stupid.
This is what cowboys used to eat. This is authentic, bro.
But the Italians made it all the way to the west in the 1800s.
Took out the best part. Took out the rib. I don't know why they even thought that was.
Why would you ever take the rib out of the pizza?
Bro, put a rib. Generally doesn't sound bad.
Okay, but like, what about a sandwich with a rib in it, but you take out the bones? You know, like a McRib, but not shit.
It's like a knuckle sandwich,
bro.
Like a knuckle sandwich.
Do you eat your pizzas like Trump, like in reverse, so you can get the crust first?
No, I eat the box first.
People do that. People eat the crust first.
Yes. That's fucking gross, man. Why would you? I know a guy who used to like scoop the toppings off and eat them with his hands.
There is this famous pizza commercial. I think it's either for Little Caesars or Domino's Pizza, right? And they get Trump and his wife. It's like the 1980s, and they're doing an advertisement for crust stuffed pizza. So Trump, instead of eating the pizza like a normal human being, he holds it back. He's like, I want to eat the crust first.
Classic Trump.
Presidential decree. I want to eat the crust first.
It's gonna be a new law. Any pizza being eaten has to have the crust eaten first.
If somebody says switch, you gotta turn the pizza around and
you gotta flip it.
Flip it. Throw it on the ground, dude.
And I've tried it. I've tried it. Like I've had a slice of pizza and ate the crust first. I don't know, man. I wouldn't do it again. but you'll end with the best part. Because you get rid of the crust, you get some toppings on the side if you take a big bite, and then you get rid of the crust, you just have a nice smooth pizza and no crust, nothing.
Okay, but what about the actual pro strat of pizza eating, where like, you know, maybe for the first few slices you eat the whole slice, but then afterwards you leave the crust for the end?
Yeah.
No.
Because then it's like, because then you don't fill up on the crust, you just eat the good shit, and then at the end you can decide like, I want 3 crusts, and the rest they can go away, you know, they can fuck right off.
Bro,
that's the strat.
Dipping your leftover crust in like garlic butter. Whoa.
Bro, I'm really fucking hungry right now.
Me too.
As we're talking about this.
I'm craving pizza, bro.
So imagine the pepperoni. It's like shimmering. You know, it's got that beautiful shimmer. The cheese is like, they pull the pizza. It's like fucking stretching all the way over. The dude runs 1 kilometer away, and this cheese is still attached, fucking stretching. Some dude runs into it, gets fucking slingshotted 5 kilometers in the opposite direction.
Strong cheese.
That's the kind of pizza I'm thinking about right now, bro.
Nice, dude. Let's
go. We should do business together, man. That's the best commercial for pizza I've heard in my life, bro.
That's actually a really good commercial. Yeah, I can see that.
Thanks,
we won't change anything, but at the end we add one Mexican that says "Ay Dios mío, that's a manchego," and then you put jalapenos on it, and then it's done.
But just because you also helped.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you think we can license Donkey Kong? Can Donkey Kong be in a commercial, please?
Yeah. Can we have some Donkey Kong pizza with banana?
Oh shit!
Talking about banana. Look, I got this for my birthday. It's a Pickle Rick banana holder.
Okay, Casper. With all honesty, that is the funniest shit I've ever seen.
That's the funniest shit I've ever seen, dude. Honestly, that's the funniest shit
pickle.
Ever.
Oh my god, the fucking pickle.
Yeah,
this is derailed.
Yeah, this really has derailed.
Was Pickle Rick on the topic sheet? Was that like one of the bullet points?
Yeah, definitely. We have one thing left. We have one thing left, which is you were talking about how we grew up with internet and how it's changed over the last couple of years. Like I'm not sure what you wanted to talk about, but hey, be my guest, man.
Okay, after this I have one more point, but before so basically we're all around the same age, right? I'm 23, you just turned 25. Happy birthday, by the way. For people that didn't know, you just turned 25, old dog. And Chen is you're 21,
yeah,
right?
I'm a baby.
Yeah, so we all have 2 years apart, but we all grew up in about the same era, where the internet was like an unexplored thing. No one knew what the fuck was going on, right?
I would say it was more like it wasn't unexplored. It was that people were starting to get more of a foothold. Like initially, it was like nothing is happening. Literally, nothing is happening. And then in like the early 2000s, it was like, okay, people are starting to get in there and like figure out how to use this shit and like fuck around and like shit is evolving, you know?
Yeah, like just like the Wild West. At first, it was just like a desert with like cacti and 2 saloons, and now it's like what is it, like Chicago, right? Crazy, people dying left and right.
People getting canceled left and right.
Okay, so basically, we went through that entire thing where whatever game you play online, if it's on PC or console, like people talk mad shit. People talk mad shit. Like they find out, they tell you like, we know where you live, we're gonna fuck you up, we're gonna come get your mama. Like, oh shit. And we were like, what? At that time, we were like, what, 11, 12 years old, maybe. Like maybe just like preteen, sometimes even younger. Like I started playing online games in 2005, which that was like 8 years old. And then people start talking mad shit. And I feel like people who grew up in our generation deals with stupid stuff way better, right? Like
we can brush it off.
We brush it off. Like even in real life, man. Like when someone starts talking mad shit to me and I don't even know him, like, bro, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get me some of that crust stuffed pizza that stretches like miles long, baby. Like,
I'm gonna launch you, bro, if you're not careful.
Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna wrap you in 1 string of cheese you don't even know.
That's the best threat I've ever heard in my life. If you're not careful, I'm gonna stretch the pizza out real funny like and wrap you up, boy. You're gonna be stuck.
Like genuinely. And then after that happens, I just go on with my day. I don't even think about it. Like I might think about like, that was weird, and then that's it. It's like I go on with my life. Like it feels like nowadays, especially in this social climate, everyone is on edge. Like it's almost like people are looking to get offended at something, right?
Yeah, I feel as if like that experience also, but it shouldn't make it so that we criticize others for not being able to handle it. It should help us have a perspective into why some people really can't handle being like trash talked or bullied like that, because it's like it shouldn't. Number one, it should not be a normal thing to have like people telling you that they're gonna come to your house and kill you, right?
Yeah,
but having experienced it, I can't say it was a negative factor in my life, because it definitely did, like you say, like bolster that kind of sense of like who gives a fuck if it's really like nothing. If it's somebody close to me and they say that, I obviously am affected. But like if it's some random guy online telling me I'm a squeaker in Gary's mod, I'm gonna be like, fuck you, bro. You know, like who cares?
Yeah. Okay. I think your point is valid, but at the same time, I saw like a Dr. K video not too long ago about like girls in gaming communities who would play like competitive games like CS or Rainbow Six Siege, and like communication is vital in playing competitively. But if they start talking and people realize that they are girls, they get treated like shit. And like, of course that happens, and that's fine. There's some bad apples, so it will happen. But if it happens every single game you play, in every single lobby you get into, that's when it really becomes a problem, because it's just so normalized. But at the same time, it's like, and I don't think that the people who are like victims of that are to be blamed.
Definitely not.
I mean,
definitely not.
Because it will happen. It will happen, right? That sometimes you'll get criticized. It doesn't really matter what happens, as there's always going to be that one dipshit who will act like that. But if it's only once in a while and you get triggered by that, then maybe you need to get a little bit thicker skin. But if it's so consistent, that's when it's a problem.
I think that's the cutoff point, is like for a lot of people, like let's say women in gaming communities, obviously they experience it way more. But for people like us, you know, like I've been told that somebody wishes my whole family gets cancer and dies in an online game. And that's like a horrible thing to wish on anybody, but it doesn't happen frequently enough to make it a problem. The problem is then when like people are confronted with it every single day, it becomes a really big issue. Like in Counter-Strike, I had a friend who was not my friend anymore. He was a complete dickhead. We were playing like a random game or something, and we somehow it came out that one of the players on the other team was a girl. I think the other team ratted on her. Somebody just said, yo, there's a girl on our team, whatever. And immediately his mindset switched from like super toxic to the other team to toxic to everybody except the girl. And like messaging like, oh yeah, afterwards, adding her after the game, inviting her to our party, inviting her to our Discord. It was like, there's such an obvious like thirst there for some sort of attention from them. It's like, this is just another player. This shouldn't be any different from finding somebody else in an online lobby and like talking to them, especially because it's on the other team. It's just a random person. Like the gender doesn't matter. I don't understand why people are going into Counter-Strike games and thinking with their penis. It's like, come on, man, you're playing Counter-Strike. Think with your brain, bro.
It's the same issue, but then in the positive light, like just treating people differently after you've realized that they're from a different gender, or like they're like trans or whatever. Like, yeah, that's bad stuff. But at the same time, I do feel what you mean. Like sometimes it does feel like there's people just searching for like drama and trying to find things of people just to cancel them. I think what was her name again? This really old time YouTube, Jenna Marbles. She was recently canceled for like a video she made, I think in 2008. And she was broken, and I saw her last video like stating that she would either quit YouTube or just take a break for a long time, and it was really heartbreaking, because I was like, yeah, I mean, I get what she did was wrong, and I agree with that, and she also agrees, but she has shown improvement, and now people are like actively searching for that kind of stuff, and then
they're digging for clout.
Yeah,
that's the problem. It's just like the current climate. It's like we have a token system, right? You know what it's like? It's like having a government, and the more tokens you have, the more bread you can get for your family. And it's like the more shit you find, more heinous shit you can find about people doing in the past, the more bread you get. And some people want to make a bread castle over here, right?
Yeah,
they're trying to like find everything, every single possible thing on people. And it's fucky, because like Jenna Marbles' stuff, like it could have been seen as I think it was racism, right?
Yeah, I think it was blackface, or like it wasn't even blackface; it was like a spray tan. But
yeah. Like she was reenacting different cultures. Like one of them was an Asian, one of them was black or whatever. And honestly, when you look back at a video, especially when you grew up around that time, like let's say 2008, 2009, right? It's a product of its time.
Yeah, a lot of those videos are fucking horribly outdated now, man. Like watching them then, I'd be like, oh, whatever. And now I watch them and I'm like, holy shit, if you release this today, you'd fucking die. Like you would not be alive anymore.
It's like those people, like, they're extreme hypocrites. Like that's what bothers me the most. Like they act like they're crusaders for true justice for everyone, right?
Yeah.
But what happens is that people who actually do stuff wrong will get away with it because never mind. I completely lost my thought because of the bell there. Never mind.
But I do want to say though that like in that sense that change is warranted. Like it's a good thing that now that kind of content is not accepted because like that shows that we're progressing, and like the fact that I'll think that way when I'm watching an older video is like a good thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, atoning for your sins is like one aspect of having done something bad, let's say, and putting it that way is kind of weird because it puts it in like a Christian light, but I just mean in general you've done something that can be considered morally wrong and you need to like prove that you've bettered yourself or you're going to be bettering yourself. And then some people just hold on to what you've done and not accept any of your like promise for reform or anything and just grapple with the idea that you're just like this heinous person for something you did at a time when nobody was questioning it,
Yeah.
Exactly in Jenna Marbles' case, right? Like her way of quote unquote atoning for her sins was just growing up. Because when she made that video, right, she was way younger. She was it was in a time where it was accepted. It was just jokes.
Yeah, I think she was like 17 or something.
Yeah, bro. Like you're young as fuck, bro. Just the dumb things I've done when I was 17, we could have a second podcast about. Like,
yeah,
I've done some stupid shit in my life, and just like I was saying, this crusade that's very hypocritical because they're trying to like unearth all this shit and try to like bring everyone their quote unquote justice, right? Those fuckers. Like whenever, let's say a Disney movie comes out, they dump all their cash in there, like to tickets and like merch and shit as well, or like Disney Plus, right? Even though if you go back and look at like old Disney cartoons, that shit races.
If you go even like not even back, just now, like there was the whole controversy of there was like it was boasted that there was a lesbian kiss in the new Star Wars movie. Spoilers, it happens for like half of a second and it's in the background. And they removed that scene in China, I think. It's like it completely why would you brag about it if you're gonna completely fuck yourself over in the next step?
And here's the comparison what I'm trying to put, right? Like what Disney did like in the 1930s with their older cartoons, even 1950s, like with their very racist cartoons, that was intentionally racist. What Jenna Marbles did was in the form of like comedy, humor, like a joke. I don't believe at any point of her making all this content was with
malintent.
The problem is how it's interpreted as well. Some people would argue that sort of stuff stems from like the interpretation of it can leave a bad taste in your mouth, let's say.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that the person had no bad intention. And even then that person needs to answer for what they've done because they've done something pretty bad, Yeah.
So or like for example or Disney himself, like the guy. Disney was a huge anti-Semite when he was alive. A huge one. And like people like who try to like put people on the cross for being an anti-Semite just like dump all their cash and money on whatever they're doing.
Going to Disneyland.
Going to Disneyland, bro. Like
going to Disneyland.
I'm not saying you should like look at everything from this perspective. But if you are willing to make revolve your entire being and personality about being this fucking crusader, live up to it.
You gotta have some self-awareness, like you can't be so tunnel vision on everybody else's problems.
Yeah.
If you're not like trying to make an active change in your own like lifestyle, let's say. But in the same way, we can't assume that everybody who is doing this is like a fan of Disney. It's a good example, but like you could probably list like 1,000 other examples. It's just impossible to give them all,
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's just a bare bones example.
Yeah.
But getting back to our point about like our generation and the difference between the new generation. I just think it's like since people our age have children, like in some communities around the world, it's normal to have like a child at the age of 18, right? and they're growing up. Like if I would be 18, if I had a child at 18, sorry, I would have a child that's 5 years old now. Like I would treat the internet that I grew up with completely differently as well. Like I know what's lurking in there, what could pose because as a parent you're very like a guardian to your child. So I'm sure like these children are brought up in a day and age where they're protected against all the heinous shit from the internet. And then when something comes through that's not as easy to protect against, like BMing or toxicity in games, they get affected by it more because they're not constantly seeing the internet for what it is, for like how raw it can be, like we did when we were growing up.
Yeah, it is a touchy subject because I said, you can't expect people to like have to face that shit. Like that's sort of something that we can't expect as like this will happen. As like an inevitability, you know.
Yeah. It's kind of how you treat the problem. Is it like in the way you're phrasing it now makes it seem that maybe the problem is not that the people are toxic in video games in lobbies, but the problem is that people who don't have thick skin anymore. That's not. I think it needs to be balanced.
But no, I sound that way. Right? Yeah. I get. It sounds like I'm picking a side with like the toxic part of the internet, right?
Yeah.
And it might even seem like I'm just reminiscing on the past, on how it was when I was younger. But it obviously isn't the case. Like it would be fucking ridiculous to even think that. Like the toxicity is a huge problem, especially against women. Like women have it rough. Like I'm an older brother of 3 younger sisters. Like I pay attention to that shit. And how we can solve all of this, I don't know. Like I don't have all the answers.
It's a like really tricky question. There's like 15 things you can.
As I said, I saw the Dr. K video, and his point of view was instead of just letting it slide when someone is like rude to someone, you should just be like, hey, stop that. That's just stupid. And
I started making an effort for that in Counter-Strike for sure. Like when there were girls on the team, and immediately the team goes like, "Oh, there's a girl on the team. Hello, ma'am. Hello, how are you doing today?" Just like I would just be like, shut the fuck up and play the game.
But what will happen is you'll be like, hey, just shut up and play the game. It doesn't matter that she's a girl. You'll be called a white knight. That's fine.
Or a simp. Yeah.
Or a simp in this case.
Wow, I'm white knighting and simping for somebody I don't even know.
Yeah, that's right. But it doesn't make sense. Their argument is super invalid. But then let's say the next game they have another girl in their team and they do the same thing, and there's again someone who calls them out like, hey, stop that. It doesn't make sense. If that keeps happening, then he will also stop.
It's true. Yeah,
that's I think that's how we were supposed to solve it, but it's like a team effort, and it's super hard to get that in.
Yeah,
it is. It is like, and it's also scary to be the guy to stand up for something else, even though it's online and you're completely shielded behind the fucking screen. Like Tyler, the creator, said, like, haha, just close your eyes.
Yeah.
But I get that because I'm trying to do the same in Counter-Strike, because I'm stuck with the Russian and Turkish servers for Counter-Strike, and those are like 2 of the most toxic communities online, because one of the groups there, they just keep talking shit and screaming in the mic. Another one doesn't even speak a language. It's fucked.
Yeah.
But I try to be like, hey, bro, like we can win this. Like let's just fucking play. And when someone is actually like being not listening or just being a kid, it was like, hey, how about we mute orange and we just play as a team? And then that works. That works 9 out of 10 times. I swear to fucking God. And I play at like silver, which is like the bottom level of Counter-Strike, where all the fuckheads are at, all the dickheads. It works. You just have to like communicate in some way. And I think
trust me, all the fuckheads are spread pretty thin, man. The fuckheads are all over the place.
I'm sure. Like I've tried to like competitively climb the ranks of Counter-Strike. It's all over the place.
Yeah, you always get a ringer every once in a while of just some guy who's like just ready to scream at you for no reason.
Yeah, but that's another problem. Like with was probably my last point, by the way. There's another problem that there is, like, people don't communicate. People, because it's so nice and fulfilling to share your problem with a group or with the world, and then people recognize it because there is a problem. For example, if I record multiple games of CSGO, as an example, it could be anything. It could be fucking Melee. right? People could be DMing me shit after we play a game. And I just put it on Twitter and it's like, oh, this is so toxic, things need to change, blah, blah, blah. But if I'm in that situation and I don't stand up for myself, no one should stand up for me. I genuinely believe in that. And I know it is like quite controversial.
I think I don't completely agree with you there. Because
I get that.
I mean, I'm just trying to like put myself in the shoes of like someone who's not just a guy playing a game. Like if let's say I were a girl and I'm playing a game, and every single game I play, or like 9 out of 10 games I play, I get discriminated against. I'm probably so tired of just having to point out all the things that they're doing wrong. I would probably not even do it anymore at some point, right?
Yeah. I get that. I'm not talking about a situation where it's just women, by the way. Just in a general spectrum. I know with women in general in online games, it's a fucking problem. Like we have some, like there was a problem with one of our community members. Like she was getting weird as fuck DMs from just some random guy from the UK. Like we're talking Melee. It's saying the weirdest fucking shit just because she is a girl. Like it's rough, it's hard.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I would like for people to show that they're trying to change it themselves, and then share their experience and show how they're trying to change it.
Yeah.
Because because when you share it, you instantly embarrass the person in front of you who's shaming you. Because you just show like you're like a normal, compassionate human being trying to fucking play a game.
Yeah.
And then this guy is just being a fucking retard, trying to ruin your day. I don't know. It's just stupid.
Yeah. I think
part of it.
I just wanted to touch on the main overarching topic of like how the internet has changed a lot, just because like on a lighter note, I feel like the like jokes now last probably like a fraction of the amount of time they used to last, because people just run them into the fucking ground. And if I have to say one thing to anybody, it's, if you want to use a joke in your own little friend group, cool. If you want to post the same joke 15 times and you want to fucking make like 16 variations of the same fucking punchline, please think about trying to just do like one or two. Try to think about slowing down the content farm of like memes and shit.
Will, why are you talking about me, man? Why are you talking about...
I'm pointing. I was like, is it this way? Am I pointing correctly this way?
Yeah, point.
You need to fucking
point like
you
like
gotta
this.
fucking cut that shit out, man. I'm sick and tired of it, bro.
Why are you talking about my obsession with Piccolo at the gas station, Burger King?
No. That kind of joke, I like that kind of joke, because it's like if it's literally the same joke every day over and over again, it's different to people trying to make variations of the joke. My overarching theory, I'm a professor in this, I study comedy. I am the funniest man alive. I've gotten more laughs than anybody on the planet combined, let's say.
The highest comedian award you can get is the Restless Whale Award.
I got the didn't get booed off stage award. I got the booed off stage award.
Achievement to get.
But okay, so what's happening is people see this new, let's say meme, let's say trend, let's say fucking stupid joke, and they go, I have an idea. I know how I can spin this to be funny. They do it, it's funny. Then it starts spreading because multiple people are doing this, right? And exponentially more people are getting these ideas. And before, these ideas were limited in scope. So like they appear on one website, and the people on that website kind of develop it a little bit, have a little bit of jokes, and then eventually there's some crossover. And then it starts to slowly spread out, like find its ways around the eventual like internet. But now the moment something is posted, it's cross-posted on every single media source that you can find. If it's like something funny,
Sure.
I see shit on Twitter, I go on Instagram the next day, I see the exact same shit popping up. And so what's happening is like these jokes are being presented to more people at one time, and then more people are having more unique ideas, and by effect there are less unique ideas after a shorter amount of time, because people have already had them and they're already being posted. So after like a week, you've seen this joke be run into the ground and pushed as far as they can go, to the point where people start posting the anti-joke, where it's the opposite of whatever the fuck is funny, and it's like a bait and switch, and then that's funny for a week, and then it's cringe, and then it's dead forever, and nobody wants to touch it again. And it's like, fuck, man, I want to enjoy these jokes. I want to be able to say my name Jeff, like, come on. I'm just trying to this is my main point. I'm circling back to my name Jeff, it's just
Bro, back in the day we had rage faces, lol cats. What else?
Well, shit is coming back full circle. We got rage comics again, basically.
Yeah,
the fucking doomer shit. What is it? Trad girl. I don't even know what the fuck.
Wojak, the
Wojaks.
and the
yeah,
girl.
they're just rage comics, dude.
True. It is. It is.
And everybody's acting like they're the funniest thing ever. They're
I mean, rage comics were the funniest thing ever.
Exactly. Don't ever say that Wojaks are funnier than rage comics, dude. Have you ever seen LaBrush?
Have you ever seen LaBrush?
You have not seen LaBrush. I can tell you now, you have not seen LaBrush, and you have not seen a peak of comedy.
All right. And on that note, I think... Oh, wait, you still had one thing you wanted to talk about, right, L4?
Yeah, it's a short one.
Okay.
From the other point where we were talking about people going to tournaments and everything, my question is, why do you guys play Melee? Not compete or anything. Why do you guys play the game? Like, what is it about Melee that you want to play it so bad?
Can I start?
Yes, you can start. I'll think.
Okay, so I think about it in like 3 ways that kind of like seal it. Because if you have one motivating factor, it never seems to be enough for like why you should do something. At least for me. If it's like, I should do this because this, it's like, well, I'm going to need more reasons than that because like otherwise I'm not motivated to push it into whatever I'm doing. So first thing is just community, people in general. Like the people I meet and the people I talk to when I go to Smash events always surprise me because everybody is so sound. And then it surprises me even more when people get outed for horrible shit because they put on such a happy face, you know, they put on like a mask completely. So by that regard, I just think that the people in general are a huge like motivating factor. Secondly is I like what Melee does to me. I like the fact that when I sit down for a set, I'm not 100% confident in myself, you know, or like you play a game and you feel like the tension, you feel like the stress of having like this weight on your shoulders, even though you're putting the weight as you see fit, you know, depending on who you're playing or how you're feeling or whatever. It's just nice to have that because it sort of like keeps you in touch with the fact that you are a human being with emotions that will present themselves when you don't want them to present themselves. It kind of helps me come to grips with the fact that like it sounds super existential, but like mortality in general, because like you feel like you should have way more control in like a tournament environment and like a competitive environment than you do. And that just kind of teaches you that like you're never secure. You're never in a spot where you can feel 100% comfortable. And that's a good thing for me, at least, you know, it kind of wakes me up. And the third thing is just, I like the fact that I am still continuing to discover new shit, you know, like you play the game and you fucking play for like 2 hours and you do something that you've like never seen before. That's amazing considering I've been playing this game since 2014, you know?
Yeah.
Sick.
I think I completely agree with you as well. Like for me, it's community aspect and also the fact that for me, I like the plateauing and then just being on a level and like looking on to the next level, right? Like the improvement as well, like the grind. It's so worth it if once it all comes together, you know. Like I remember back when I started, I was like, oh, okay, I need to practice tech. Okay, and after 2 years, I have things down. I can move how I want to, and I can control my character. Okay, now I can like start looking into mind games, and then you just keep making baby steps until you make like a big leap, and then you beat someone who you've thought you would never beat before, right? And but there's always someone to beat. And that's so nice for me. Like I just like right now I really want to beat Skullbro in the tournament because I think I can do it. Like those kind of people, like someone who's like right there, he's right, you can grasp him, but he's not easy to beat, you know. And there's still a lot of people who I can beat and who I have beaten who are trying to do that to me, right? And that's also cool because it's like you're the underdog in one matchup and you're like the favorite for another one, which makes it's like every set is just a gamble, man. It's so cool. I love it. That's basically it for me, and of course the community aspect. It's a great community, hands down.
I gotta say one thing that doesn't make me want to play Melee is commentating with Casper.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes me want to commentate with.
Yeah,
Casper.
With anyone else.
Oh, anyone with Casper. Noted.
Just like halfway through a set, just stand up like, yo, anybody want to take his mic? Anybody?
Yo, I'm done with this. Yo, I'm done.
When I come to the Netherlands, we'll commentate together. Don't worry, Will. I got you.
Nice. Casper can hit the road, you know.
I can bring you water. I can bring you water.
Got it.
All right.
Hit the road.
All right, I guess that's we've gone on for quite a while. I think this is the longest podcast yet.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like an hour 40 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Goddamn, bro, that's insane.
All right, let's wrap it up. Anything else you want to say, L4, to the people?
I just want to say I want to thank the Dutch Melee community for being so welcoming. I made really good friends. I hope I'll see you guys soon. Maybe ? You never know. And I might I might start streaming soon as well. And with whatever I get from streaming, I'm gonna put it towards competing in Europe. So I hope to see you guys soon.
Oh, that's sick.
Nice, man.
Let's go, dude. All right,
thanks for having me, boys.
Let's wrap it up, boys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am your host, Zenithi. It's me. No, other side. Yeah, it's me, baby. And yeah, Chen, you want to say something?
Something.
All right, that's it.